CEOs are ruining gaming. Now, how could they be doing that, you might ask? Well, you simply make a bad game and then fire all the devs that made that game. Well, what if you make a good game? You're still going to be fired. What if you make the best-selling game of the year?
Where were you? Photographing squirrels? You're fired.
Chief, the planetarium party.
Oh, right. You're unfired. I need you. Come here.
Huh? Well, guess what? You're not only getting fired, but then you get to read that your old CEO got a $30 million bonus off the game you helped develop. Gaming CEOs are the worst. The recent news about Andrew Wilson, CEO of EA, getting that big bonus alongside some other high execs at EA is what inspired me to make this video today. But then I thought, why stop there? Leadership has been awful in the gaming industry for the last few years, and is probably the biggest reason that my favorite hobby is being ruined year after year. So let's get into how CEOs are ruining gaming, and if we're just going to be forever screwed by these big ass AAA companies. Let's start with the obvious reason first: greed. A lot of these CEOs in gaming are ruining so many games simply for their need to milk every consumer out of every dollar they possibly can. And after accomplishing that, they can pull an Andrew Wilson and fire employees that helped develop the biggest game of 2025, all while pocketing a nice $38 million in bonuses. Aren't these people just wonderful guys? And unfortunately, EA isn't the only one pulling this shit. Everywhere you look in the gaming industry right now, there have been layoffs and studio closures. PlayStation, Xbox, EA, heck, even smaller studios like 1047 Games, more on them later by the way, are all experiencing layoffs to various degrees. And it's just awful for the people involved and the industry as a whole. For one, the job market, especially in the tech space, is fucking cooked with all these layoffs. But there's also a severe brain drain going on in these companies. This brain drain combined with the boundless greed is 100% holding back, and to a certain extent ruining gaming. Let's use Battlefield as the example. As I said before in a previous video, usually Battlefield goes through this cycle where the game launches in a pretty bad state, but with about a month or two of updates, give or take, the game is in a solid state, so then the focus can be on adding more cool content. But in Battlefield 6, the usual cycle of the game meeting that quality standard us fans are used to is completely thrown out of whack when the people who made the game are fired, especially when they're fired in the beginning stages of post-launch content. Hell, another example, look at the Doom the Dark Ages expansion. Now, the devs were able to finish and launch the DLC before being fired, but now there's an awesome piece of content out there that can't and won't be expanded on because damn near the whole team was axed. Even the GTA 6 devs at Rockstar are organizing a strike to get union recognition after their higher-ups fired 30 union workers last year. So even if you make literally the biggest game of all time, recognition and more than likely sales wise, I mean, rumored numbers, it's made $3 billion in pre-orders already. Some greedy ass CEO will see to it that the people are let go so they can make their pockets fatter. And if you don't believe me, this former Rockstar employee for 11 years will corroborate what I'm saying. Sadly, this brain drain to this large of a degree is truly bad for the gaming industry and gamers. And the only people left that are just fine from all these layoffs are the people at the very top, gaining all the extra profits from the people they fired, leaving the developers struggling and consumers with games that are still needing a lot of work done after already spending $70. And that's not even mentioning all the shitty business practices going on currently, all the ads that are being implemented into game development, insane microtransactions that make the games damn near unplayable without buying them, or even the garbage PlayStation is pulling with the no disc situation. But that's not what I want to talk about in this video, so I want to ask you guys something. When was the last time we heard a CEO say something good or positive and it come directly out of their mouth? I want y'all to think about that while we go into this next section of the video. So for me, the last time I remember a CEO saying something positive in gaming was when the CEO of Xbox, Asha Sharma, was coming out and talking about the future plans of Xbox and its games. And I won't lie, I was getting excited for Xbox again, only for the very next announcement to be that they are laying off 3,200 people within the company. So I feel like I can't really even count that at all. But every time I read an article and it starts with such and such CEO, I already know it's going to be a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Earlier in this video, I mentioned a small studio called 1047 Games, the makers of Splitgate and their recent title Impulse. So what could their CEO, or co-founder in this case, have possibly done to fuck up his own game? How about going on stage at Summer Games Fest with a dumbass "Make Games Great Again" hat, as well as dissing Call of Duty, and then after launching the game, only to shut it down within like a month, I believe, and relaunch the game because no one fucked with the OG Splitgate 2 model, the hero shooter bullshit that they completely changed. I couldn't even imagine being a developer on Splitgate 2 and seeing your boss go on stage and essentially nuke the marketing for the game you spent who knows how long developing in a matter of minutes. Or how about when Randy Pitchford, CEO of Gearbox, said that the real fans of Borderlands will find a way to spend $80 on my game. Oh, okay. Yeah, you a bitch ass nigga. But it doesn't stop there, because then the game launches in a broken state. So as the wise grand CEO, you must go on Twitter and essentially tell people that their PC is ass and that you are not using premium hardware.
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
Or how about literally any news coming out of Ubisoft within the last like 5 years, because it's just a fucking nightmare over there. Sorry to the developers over there, man. But my point is that CEOs just need to be quiet and let the developers of the game and the game itself do the talking. Now, sure, there can be some special cases where a CEO needs to or should say something publicly about their game or company, but for the most part, just don't fucking say shit, especially if it's not something that's already prepared and been talked through with whatever media team these people have. Not only is it just bad for the publicity of the game, it takes away from the people actually making the games we come to love, because I don't want to live in a world where these big CEOs of big AAA companies are allowed to run down and butcher my favorite pastime into something we can no longer enjoy for various reasons. But with that said, is there anything that we can do to make sure this disastrous future we are seemingly heading towards can be altered? Now, before we get into what us consumers can do, I do want to quickly express what studios can do. Please, studios, just give us more dev diaries or insider looks of whatever game you're promoting. I, for one, really and truly appreciate them so freaking much. And I feel like they are extremely important, yet very sadly undervalued in the gaming space. Seeing the people that make the games and talk about them in depth, in my opinion, gets me so excited for games. Way more than some cinematic trailers. I mean, for example, that Fable game has me extremely excited. Gears of War game has me unbelievably excited. The Warhammer, the Total War 40K game, god damn it, I can't say it. The Total War 40K game, or those dev diaries for those games, looked fantastic, and I've just been so eagerly waiting to get these games because of it. So CEOs, make it happen, please, because that would be great for games and gamers. Now for what us gamers can do. For starters, we as a community just outright need to do more when it comes to not letting these shitty business practices get implemented into our games. The college football community managed to do it, kind of. I wish they went a bit further, honestly, but unfortunately, too many people are in shackles given to them by these big-ass AAA companies and have gotten too comfortable wearing them. But that's the first thing as a community we could do. Another thing we can do, and this is on an individual level, but we should just learn who is in charge of these companies. Too many times in gaming discourse, people are immediately ready to throw the developers a heap ton of shit for something they may not even be in control of. For example, BioWare being forced to make the good old live service slop for EA when they've never worked on one before. Knowing who is at the top and in charge of these decisions, for one, helps with placing accountability where it belongs, and this also allows us to understand where things can go wrong in the development cycle. And lastly, this is mainly for the ball and gun gamers. Please stop blindly supporting these yearly release titles. I'm going to make a whole video on this because I think yearly released games are the worst thing in gaming. They're just fucking pointless. They don't need to exist. They're scams. But even if you don't care to see the bigger picture, you're just some selfish ass nigga calling people broke because they can't buy the game or don't want to buy the game or whatever. You are ultimately just screwing yourself over because companies like EA and Take-Two will just keep raising the prices and adding more features to get you to spend your hard-earned money, simply because they know you will do that no matter what. I believe that us gamers and nerds can stand up against this corporate bullshit that keeps being thrown at us and have a brighter future in the gaming industry, but we gotta talk to our homies, man. Too many people are just blindly buying shit without even looking at, like, just any type of bigger picture, or just looking at themselves like, damn, I used to spend this amount of money on the game, now I'm spending double that just to play the game. We gotta change our mindset with this stuff, man. So talk to your homeboys, homegirls, anyone that's buying stupid amounts of dumb shit in yearly games. Any yearly game, for that matter. I don't support any of them. Sports games, Assassin's Creed doing their yearly shit, Call of Duty, all of that shit is trash to me. Fuck yearly games. Don't support it. But even if it means we have to go through some kind of major reset, I just hope that this all changes and we can all be back to having affordable and fun games. But anyways, if you guys made it to the end of this video, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And thank you to all that liked and subscribed to my previous Halo video. Currently the best video on my channel right now. I am extremely thankful for you guys for really enjoying and liking that video. Hell, even if you didn't enjoy it, I'm glad that you guys seemingly watched it and were fucking with that video. So thank you guys so much. The content will keep on coming, man. It don't stop. With that said, I'm gonna hop in my Franks and fly on out of here now, y'all. Peace.